Hello, everyone, and welcome. So now we're entering the part three of our series of the Satanic human corruption. Now we will tackle, as you saw a few seconds ago, we'll tackle now the Satanic carnal desires, pornography, pedophilia, and all the excesses that naturally embrace as well the prostitution of minors. And I want to highlight the devastation it causes in our society. Now, if we attempt a segue from part number two to part number three, we can say that our exploration into satanic human corruption, we shift our focus from the realm of ego and self-worship to the darker depth of carnal desires taken to the extremes, right? Leading to prostitution of minor and so forth. The narcissism and self-idolatry we examine in part number two, it's actually setting the stage for an even more insidious form of spiritual decay. When the self becomes the center of one's universe, it is a small step to viewing others as mere object for personal gratification and self-service. This objectification paves the way for the exploitation and excess we will explore in part number three. The worship of self we discussed earlier often manifests as an insatiable hunger for pleasure and sensation. In our next segment, we'll delve into how this hunger, when left unchecked, can lead individuals down a path of moral corruption and spiritual emptiness. We'll examine how the hypersexualization prevalent in our media and cultures uh, erodes empathy and genuine human connections. We'll explore the consequences of prioritizing physical gratification over deeper and more meaningful relationships. We'll confront the harsh realities of how these extremes can lead to the exploitation of the vulnerable, including the minors. As we navigate these difficult waters, we'll see how these behaviors not only harm individuals, destroy families and society at a deeper extent, and also how deepen the satanic influence on humanity, pushing us further from away from our divine nature and purpose. And then, unfortunately, we're gonna have to examine these together now. Okay, guys, let's continue on this part number three. As I said before, I don't enjoy too much this topic, but I guess this is a topic that is quite important, and I think we need to talk about this, right? So let me get into it. So as I was saying, the world is actually changing. There's the hypersexualization, the satanic corruption on human takes a certain form towards the hypersexualization of our society. Indeed, in media and culture, this has profound effects on relationship and empathy. Research shows that exposure to sexualized images reduces empathic responses and activation of brain areas involved in mentalization. This objectification leads people to attribute less warmth, consideration, competence, and moral status to sexualized individuals. Indeed, people that are exposing themselves with their physical attributes on social media are considered more like sexual meat than really, human beings with emotional traits. So, pornography consumption has been shown to have profound negative effects on the human mindset, particularly in shaping men's attitudes towards women. Research indicates that frequent exposure to pornographic content can lead to the objectification and dehumanization of women, with men viewing them as less human and more as objects of sexual gratification. This aligns actually well with Satanic principles of self-indulgence and disregard for others, humanity, corrupting the viewer's perception of healthy relationships and human dignity. Furthermore, pornography addiction can lead in significant changes to brain chemistry, leading to a need for increasingly novel and extreme content to achieve the same level of satisfaction and sexual stimulation. Treating others as objects for pleasure erodes human dignity by reducing people to their physical attribute and sexual utility. This dehumanization can have serious consequences, including increased blame attributed to victims of sexual violence, as if exposing physical attributes is calling for sexual violence. There's another element to it. Prioritizing physical gratification over deeper connections often results in spiritual emptiness. The pursuit of pleasure as an end in itself leaves people unfulfilled and craving more, leading to a cycle of addiction and dissatisfaction. This hedonistic approach fails to provide lasting meaning or purpose or deeper human connection. Now, hypersexualization in our society has actually led to extreme practices such as the sexual exploitation of minors as young as 12 years old, purely for monetary purposes. This causes several trauma and can have long-lasting impacts on victim and in our human society. Indeed, the minors who are forced, manipulated into prostitution will become the adults of tomorrow and the parents of tomorrow with disfigured notion of what men-woman relationships are and what are the real notions of having a family. Then who might have children one day and what will they be passing to their own children? Which kind of adults and parents will they be if they were violated and treated as meat by satanic individuals only moved by money and wealth accumulation? I'd like to refer to a recent documentary I was exposed to, made by the channel Géopolitique Profonde. It was in French, but it was really interesting for those who can take advantage of the subtitles, but also who speak French. You will see that it was highlighted this question of, notably the risk of social media platforms such as Snapchat, Instagram, Telegram, which are used by pimps to approach young girls, boys, to bring them in prostitution. There's another aspect in our society that is actually changing the nature of who we are. The acceptance of diverse sexual orientation reflect broader cultural changes. While these changes promote inclusivity and individual freedom, they also raise questions about how societies balance personal autonomy with collective needs, such as population sustainability. I'd like to take a certain spin on transgenderism and its impact on fertility and future generation. I'd like to highlight the fact that some transgender individuals that undergo medical interventions such as hormone therapy and surgery can lead to infertility. For minors, this is a no-go. The way it will mutilate emotionally, spiritually, minors, and also physically, will lead to long-term implication of such procedures. And we have to consider as well the ethical concern regarding minors. Allowing minors to undergo irreversible medical procedures raise ethical questions about informed consent and the role of parents. Healthcare providers and governments in safeguarding young people's futures is really important. Critics argue that minors may be influenced by societal trends or peer pressure rather than making fully autonomous decisions. And this is true. We have to consider the impact on future generations. There's a significant number of individuals that become infertile due to medical intervention that could contribute to decline birth rates, but also a certain aspect of disconnecting fundamentally humans from our divine purpose and divine, role in this society. Now, if we attempt for some sort of a conclusion to the part 3, as we conclude the part 3 of our exploration into extreme carnal desires, we must confront the insidious effects of abnormal hypersexualization in our society. The satanic influence attempts to distance humanity from its divine nature, breeding inhumanity and objectification. Research shows that sexualization of girls and women in media negatively impacts mental health, leading to depression, eating disorders, and low self-esteem. This objectification undermines confidence and comfort with one's body, causing shame and anxiety. Such consequences reflect a spiritual decay, actually, that erodes human dignity and compassion. We must remember the divine purpose of sexuality, to create life. As adults, we have a sacred responsibility to protect childhood, innocence, providing a nurturing environment for young people to learn and develop. The hypersexualization of public spaces distorts children's understanding of gender relationships from an early age, potentially leading to harmful behaviors. No, generally speaking, I don't ask to promote my videos. I don't care. Those who are, attending and following my videos, I thank you all. But actually, this subject is really, really important, and especially the documentary or the exchange that was happening from Géopolitique Profonde that I will share within the description of that video. This is really important to share the link of that video in order to impact, the society as a whole, to make people aware of what's happening, what they don't know, what their kids are doing using social media, using mobile phones, using tablets, and using being involved into, really very, very bad, actions leading to prostitutions and leading to the things that will destroy youngsters. So I urge you to share that video and then to share the link of Géopolitique Profonde debate that was happening a few days ago, that was exposing the prostitution of minors and the risk that they are undergoing as we speak, and we're talking about thousands and thousands of girls and boys that are pushed into prostitution. So I urge you to share that video and to share the link of Géopolitique Profonde debate on that subject. I thank you very much, and I see you on the next part, on the last part and next part number 4. Thank you, and see you soon.